You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, let's talk about Major League Baseball, MLB. A former All-Star pitcher, Cy Young Award winner, World Series champion has come out and ripped MLB. This former player I'm talking about is CC Sabathia. He is not happy with the state of MLB. Now, guys, we've seen a lot of athletes and former athletes see their sports through a racial lens. And CC Sabathia, I believe, is doing the same as well. This is a man that has benefited greatly from playing Major League Baseball. But however, now it seems like he actually hates the game. And he actually said, folks, that Major League Baseball isn't for black people. He actually said that MLB has alienated black players. So he had quite a few things, folks, and CC Sabathia seems to be pretty angry with Major League Baseball. Now, is there any method to his madness? I'm not really sure. Now, it is true that black American players have been on the decline in Major League Baseball. The days of Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, those days are long gone. But I believe that the rise of the NBA actually had a lot to do with that during the 1980s, because when I was a kid, we actually played baseball, not really basketball. But nowadays, kids have abandoned the Little League baseball field in favor of basketball for the most part. So we're going to be diving into what CC Sabathia had to say in this video, guys. But first, make sure you guys go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com for exclusive content. Sign up and become a member today. Membership plans just start at $5 per month. Rhodes and I post private videos over there on the website just for the members. And it's a lot of stuff that YouTube doesn't really want us to talk about. So sign up and become a member today. If you can't do that, just consider giving a one-time donation by clicking the donation tab or shopping for the merch. Use the discount code LaChanaSuts, S-U-X, all one word, and we're going to give you 21% off your purchase, folks. So let's get into this, guys. Former All-Star rips MLB for alienating black athletes. Quote, "This sport is not for us." Close quote. So CC Sabathia, former All-Star, World Series champion, Cy Young Award winner, doesn't believe that Major League Baseball is for black athletes. Let's dive into this, guys. It says here, since integrating in 1947, Major League Baseball remains a white-dominated league. Less than 10% of the league is comprised of black athletes, while white players make up nearly 2/3 of the sport. Now, if you want to break it down a little bit more, out of these 10% black athletes, only about 3% are actually black Americans. If you want to break it down even more, because we know that there's a huge proportion of Major League Baseball players that are Latino, including black Latinos. And we'll get more into that here in a little bit. It goes on. It says, according to six-time All-Star and former Cy Young Award winner CC Sabathia, the game isn't doing itself any favors and trying to become more diverse. The Undefeated recently released an excerpt from Sabathia's new memoir, where the former World Series champion writes about being a black player in a white-dominated league. Quote, "Baseball is boring too much of the time." This is coming from a former player. He's saying that baseball is boring. But it goes on. Sabathia writes in his book titled "Till the End," the game needs to change. And I don't mean using more data to shift guys on the infield. I'm talking about the way people say he played the game the right way, when what they mean is he played it the white way. So now he is bringing in a racial aspect into this. But he goes on, he says, quote, "The right way often coincides with fans, broadcasters, and coaches who are against player celebrations, bat flips, fist pumping after a strikeout, or dancing across the plate are actions met with criticism despite creating great highlights for social media. Tempering those highlights will contribute to baseball fans' base growing older, while younger sports enthusiasts flock to the NFL and NBA. Quote, what they mean is they don't like the flair that black and Hispanic guys bring to the field, Sabathia said. You can play baseball a long time, have a lot of fun, and make a lot of money. But right now, this sport is not for us. And we know that, Sabathia wrote. If the game doesn't change, it's going to be in trouble, and not just with black people. For nearly 2 decades, Sabathia was an elite Major League Baseball pitcher. As highly touted and respected as he was in the clubhouse, Sabathia still felt like an outcast. Quote, there were plenty of years in Cleveland when I was the only black player on the roster. New York was better, but even with the Yankees, most seasons, I was one of a maximum of 4 or 5 black players on a 25-man roster, Sabathia wrote. That's a lonely place to be at any point in your career. So, man, there's a lot to unload with what Sabathia had to say. My take is that Major League Baseball, the reason why you don't see hardly any black American baseball players, it's clear because MLB has prioritized Central and South America. There's a bunch of players, from Cuba and Venezuela. They have prioritized getting players from there because one thing, it is a lot cheaper. They can go to Central and South America and sign kids at 15, 16-year-olds and put them in these MLB camps down there for next to nothing. They don't have to put the investment dollar-wise the way they would if the players were actually American. And we've seen that. We really, really have. But also, I do believe that a lot of young black guys look at MLB and they see the game is kind of slow and it's boring. So they want to flock to Major League, to actually an NBA and to the NFL. Those two leagues, I believe, are just more marketable to young black players. Now, it's kind of funny that Sabathia would say the game is not for us. When you think of it, there's been a whole bunch of black players, if you even want to throw the Latinos in as well, that were all-time greats. Hank Aaron, Frank Robinson, Ken Griffey Jr., Bob Gibson, Barry Bonds. I can go on and on and on. There's been a lot of great black baseball players. But when he says the game is not for us anymore, is he actually right on that? I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I believe that the Central American and Latino country factor is a huge part of it because we know MLB will go to Cuba and pick up players and put them in these camps. And I believe that another reason why you don't actually see more black Americans playing is because the kids just don't want to play baseball. They don't. Now, I do believe that MLB could do a better job at actually marketing their product, but they're not even trying to even prioritize that. Because, like I said, they can go to Central and South America and get the players much cheaper. And another reason why I believe CC is saying this, he has a book. So I believe he's actually going down the Scottie Pippen route to some degree. He's saying these things to create more controversy to where people will actually go out and buy his book. This is a man that said nothing like this for his whole entire Major League Baseball career. He never complained, but now all of a sudden he is complaining about this. This is one of the problems I actually have with what he had to say. Why are you talking about this now? Why didn't you bring this up before? He's trying to sell a book. I truly do believe he's saying this to get more sales on his book. Because we know that race hustling right now in sports, that is big business. If you portray yourself as a victim, then the money seems to come in. Ask Colin Kaepernick. And we just found out that, if I'm not mistaken, by Sha'Carri Richardson not being selected to the Olympic team, there was an article out there saying she doesn't have to worry because now she can make more money, mainly because she's been put as a victim out there. Not blaming her for that, but that is the media perception. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this, black and white sports fans? Do you agree with CC Sabathia saying that Major League Baseball is not a sport for black athletes anymore? I just think he's trying to sell a book, but I would like to know what you guys think of this. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.